Do you want to know what it is? Opinions are everywhere. They are all around us. Even now in my comment section. You can see it when you open social media or when you open someone's live stream. You can feel it when you open the game, when you go to weapon range, when you pay for text-to-speech. It is the world that is pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you're a slave, Billy. Like everyone else, you play Tarkov with a bondage. You bought the game that is in beta. A game that is developed for over 7 years. Beta is prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what it is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. If you close this video, the story ends, you go back to your scav runs and you believe in whatever you want to believe. But if you keep watching, you stay in the wonderland and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. And remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, dear citizens of Scrum. My name is Voldemort, and before we even start with the video, I just wanna point out one thing, okay? So I recorded this whole video, I recorded literally everything. I started with editing the video and I realized, holy shit, my microphone is garbage. Don't worry, I know it is still garbage. It will be fixed soon, trademark. I mean, it will be fixed before Tarkov gets released, that's for sure. But anyways, so I had to record this whole thing all over again, and I started with the editing for the second time. Guess what happened in the morning when I woke up? Battlestate Games released a brand new hotfix. It is not just that I had to record all of the gameplay footage, I also had to redo all of my spreadsheets, and I'm also retaking this right here for the third time. So that's the reason why there was not too much of the uploads in the past couple of days. But anyways, before we continue with the video, I have a question for you. What is the difference in between Chad and the rat? This video is going to completely change your perspective, how you're looking at the Tarkov moving onward. So without any further ado, there is a lot of explaining to be done. In this portion of the video, I will be explaining how certain things are affecting other things and the synergy in between them. I would strongly recommend that everyone watches this portion of the video, but if you are in a rush to go watch TikTok videos, you can skip on this part. It all depends on your skill level, right? Your skill level is checked first. So if you have low skill level, you cannot carry that much weight. How much you can carry is directly affected by skill level. And then that weight affects the inertia. More drain your leg stamina will have, and of course you will also be able to run slower, move slower. So when the arrow goes in one direction, for example, ergonomics arm stamina, ergonomics are affecting arm stamina, but no matter how much arm stamina you have, it will not affect ergonomics. Ergonomics are always flat number, right? And then another example that I want to give, if that arm stamina reaches 0, it will affect leg stamina, so you will consume leg stamina again. If you're ADSing, your movement speed is slower, and so on and so forth. I think that you understand what I'm trying to put with this here. There is another layer. Inertia is the boss of running and movement. The better skills you have, more weight you can carry, better stats you will have on your inertia, which means you can run and move better. And also ergonomics are daddy of arm stamina, ADS, and the noise. Because you see, the more ergonomics you have, less arm stamina you will use when ADSing. If you have shit ergonomics, you're gonna drain your arm stamina way quicker. If you have a good ergonomics, your aim down the sight will be slower. You cannot aim that fast if your ergonomics are shit. But if you have a good ergonomics, that ADS will be snappier, way snappier. And on top of that, ergonomics is directly linked to the amount of the noise that you're creating. Because if you have good ergonomics, you will not be as loud as with the good ergonomics on your gun. Can somebody spot what is wrong with this graph, with this example that I just showed you? Try to figure out what is wrong here. The first video game that introduced aim down the sight is believed to be Wolfenstein 3D, which was released in 1992. The game was developed by ID Software, and it was a FPS game that allowed players to aim their weapons using a crosshair. This feature was a significant improvement over the earlier first-person shooter games that only allowed players to shoot in the direction they were facing. Dear Skra Army, Escape from Tarkov is using a core game mechanic that is 31 years old. The game mechanic that is as stale as having a zombies inside of your game. Speaking about the zombies, Scum, in the other hand, I can call that game a modern game because they do have 3 stances. And the another game that I can call modern is Hunt Showdown. They also have 3 stances. Escape from Tarkov, aka realistic shooter, by the way, I cannot call modern game. Let's recap this, okay? Ergonomics are having a great affection on the ADS. When you're point shooting, your ergonomics do not mean anything. You can have 0 ergonomics on the gun, -100 ergonomics in the gun, it will not affect point shooting, right? When you're point shooting, you're also not having any animations. You're just standing there, leaning a little bit, waiting, oh, he's here. Oh, by the way, and when you're in point shooting, you're regaining the arm stamina, you know? You can carry the gun that is 50 kilos heavy, you will regain arm stamina. Get off your butt right now, take a gun, take anything that is a little bit weightier, and tell me the difference in between walking like this and walking like this. There is absolutely 0 difference. Your arms will be tired exactly the same. Oh, let's talk about the movement when point shooting and when aiming down the sight real quick. So when you're in the ADS, you're moving twice as slow. So when you're moving in the point shooting, it doesn't matter, dude. ADS though, in the other hand, ADS, that thing that is really loud when you're doing this. Oh yeah, half speed, brother. Half speed, dude. Oh, here is a good one. Clarity, visual clarity. When you're shooting in the ADS, you cannot see shit. God forbid not using the suppressor. Point shooting though, dude, it's fine, man. All of the flashy things, they're happening right here. It doesn't matter, dude. You're just shooting, you see clearly what the hell is happening, dude. ADS though, yeah, no, you will not see what you're shooting, brother. Do you want me to talk about the sway of the gun? You know, when you're like moving left and right? In real life, your gun is doing this, right? But when you are aiming down the sight, your whole gun is f***ing locked. There is absolutely 0 sway on the gun when you're ADSing. Although in Tarkov, no matter if you're ADSing or point shooting, sway is exactly the same. If you're using laser sights, point shooting recoil will be the same like when you're ADSing. Let me repeat that really slowly. If you have laser sight attachment on your gun, point shooting and aiming down the sight is exactly the same recoil. Why, Nikita? Why? But do you know what is the funny part about all of that? That even if you're in the crouch stance or in prone stance, you will have exactly the same recoil, point shooting and aiming down the sight. literally the same, dude. Did you answer on my previous question what is the difference in between Chad and the rat? Chad has absolutely zero ergonomics affection while point shooting killing because he does not have animations, because his stamina is regenerating despite the fact if he is shooting or not. His movement speed is really quick, brother. You cannot kill Chad. It is actually 2 times harder to kill a Chad that is point shooting than the rat that is ADSing. Chad does not do any noise. You will not hear him, dude. Chad has no problems with clarity. Chad will see you, brother. Although, you with your shitty PPSH, yeah, you can suck dick. Even if you started shooting properly, you will not see him because of the muzzle. Because Chad, despite the fact of all of those buffs here, Chad also has exactly the same recoil as you, and he's probably also on Steam's and Elite level. So good luck with killing him. Although, you, ratty boy, go hide in your corner and ADS really loud, so when the Chad comes, you are standing on the same place or walking 2 miles an hour, and when you corner pick, shoot him, make sure so you don't see him, because muzzle flash is that strong. Ergonomics should affect everything. All 3 stances should have animation. Your stamina, in the other hand, should only regenerate when your weapon is lowered down. And you will degen arm stamina in point shooting and aim down the sight. And that degen should be affected by your ergonomics and the weight of the gun. You should move with the full movement speed when your weapon is lowered. In the ADS, it should be doubled like it is, but there should be a middle ground for point shooting. Point shooting should also cause noise, just like the ADS. The clarity should stay exactly the same. The sway of the gun should stay the same like in point shooting, and when you're aiming down the sight, it should be non-existent. The only time when you can jump is when you're in the idle stance. You are not allowed to jump when you're aiming down the sight, and you're not allowed to jump when you are point shooting. Right now, that's not the case. And of course, in your crouch stance and prone stance, with point shooting, the recoil should be lower, but not as low as aiming down the sight. There should be a noticeable difference in the recoil pattern in between point shooting and aiming down the sight. Dear Scar Army, here is the thing. The amount of the advantage that you're gaining while point shooting right now in the game, it's ridiculous. ADS needs to be buffed, point shooting needs to be nerfed, and we need to be introduced with another stance as a filler to balance those 2 things out. So before changing the variables here and variables there, oh look guys, the recoil is lower, oh guys, look, the head bobbling is lower, oh look guys, you're not losing as much stamina anymore, before you're messing with the variables, how about expanding the core feature of the game so you have the room to actually balance the game out? Holy shit! And by the way, I'm not saying that I'm right about all of this. I know I'm right about all of this, but tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. It took me roughly 15 minutes to make this video, so I would really appreciate if you like the video. And also let me remind you, this is a series. There is plenty of more topics that I would like to discuss with you, okay? And also I am live streaming on twitch.tv/Eroktic. You can check me out right there. Usually as soon as I upload the video on the YouTube, I start with the live stream. So make sure to subscribe with the notifications on. Also, I'm working on all of this by myself. So if you're not broke, there is always a join button underneath the video to support me financially, because I would really appreciate extra hands. I hope that you guys liked what you saw. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Eroktic out.